my beautiful midlife sisters, and welcome back to Peri-Meno-Pause, the pause that transforms you. I'm your host, Dr. Sulbha Arya, and I'm so honored that you are here with me today. Before we begin, I want you to pause. Yes, literally pause. Take a slow, deep breath in and exhale. Because today's conversation is one that so many women carry quietly in their hearts. It's about that strange, painful, confusing, emotional distance that we suddenly start to experience in our midlife from ourselves, from our husbands, and from our kids. अब क्यों होता है ये? Why do people we love the most suddenly feel so far away? And how do we talk about what we are going through, so that they don't misunderstand us, but actually support us with patience, warmth, and understanding. So today we are going to go deep into real stories, real emotions, and real midlife truths. And by the end of this session, you will walk away with clarity and a toolkit of communication practices that can literally transform your relationships. So settle in and grab a cup of tea and let's begin. So midlife is like a quiet earthquake. On the outside, nothing looks broken, but inside, the ground beneath you is moving. Your hormones are shifting. Your body is sending new signals. Your identity is changing shape. Your emotional boundaries are rearranging themselves. And suddenly, you don't feel like the woman you were 5 years ago. Earlier, you had the energy. You could juggle 10 balls in the air. You could laugh easily. You could absorb things easily. You could forgive easily. But now, even small things feel big. Even simple requests feel heavy. Even noise feels like pressure. You feel misunderstood. You feel unseen. You feel like you're holding everything together and the threads that are thinning every day. But here's the painful part. Your family sees none of this. To them, you look the same, maybe a little more tired, थोड़े से ज़्यादा गुस्सा वाले, थोड़े से चुपचाप, little quieter. So a silent distance begins to form, and neither side knows how to talk about it. Let me tell you something that every woman knows but never says. For 15, 20, and even 25 years, you have been the emotional center of your home. You have sensed everyone's mood before they said a word. You have planned, remembered, managed, held, protected, cushioned, balanced your husband's needs, your children's personalities, your parents' health, your in-laws' expectations, your home's every tiny detail. This emotional labor is invisible, but it is exhausting. And then one day, somewhere around your 40s and 50s, your body quietly whispers, I can't giving like this without being replenished. And that's the moment the emotional drift begins. Not because you don't love your family anymore, but because you're finally turning inwards to understand who you are beneath all those roles. But from the outside, your husband may think you're losing interest. Your children may think you're too moody. Your family may think you've changed. They don't realize you're not breaking down, you're breaking open. For years, your identity has been layered with roles. You are someone's mother, someone's wife, someone's daughter-in-law, someone's dependable go-to person. But in midlife, something magical happens. Your soul wakes up and says, I want to meet the woman underneath all these layers. This awakening isn't easy. It's confusing. It's overwhelming. And when you're trying to make the sense of all your inner world, your outer relationships, no matter how loving, may begin to feel distant. Not because love has reduced, but because you need a new language now. new boundaries, new connection styles, and your family doesn't know how to adjust unless you guide them. Now, let's talk about husbands. A man cannot see your hormonal levels, he cannot feel your internal storm. He cannot hear the constant static of anxiety, overstimulation, or mood swings. वो सिर्फ एक ही चीज देखते हैं. You are snapping more, you are withdrawing more, you need space, you look tired, you are not as affectionate, and you don't laugh as easily. And they often personalize it. They think, did I do something wrong? Is she not attracted to me anymore? Is she angry with me? He doesn't realize it's not about him, it's about your biology. And unless you tell him, how will he know? Now, let's talk about the intimacy shift. Intimacy in midlife changes shape, not because the desire disappears, but because the emotional safety becomes more important than physical closeness. You want connection more than touch, understanding more than intimacy, patience before romance. But men often misinterpret this as rejection. But it's not rejection, it's recalibration. Your body wants tenderness, your mind wants reassurance. This phase is temporary. Your heart wants slower rhythm. But no one understands it unless you speak about it. So there is a great communication mismatch that is happening. And this is the classic pattern. You express feelings, उनको criticism सुनाई देता है. You say, I feel lonely. They hear, you don't do enough. You say, I feel overwhelmed, and they think they are failing. So men listen to fix, while women speak to share. Both of you end up frustrated. You withdraw, he shuts down, and the emotional distance widens. But what if all of this can change? This can change with conscious communication. Let me share a story that you will recognize. A woman, let's say Meera, spent years being the backbone of her home. One evening, after a long day at work, her husband comes in and casually asks, खाने में क्या बना है? And suddenly Meera starts crying and shouting, not because of the question, but because of the years of unspoken pressure behind it. Her husband was shocked. He thought that she was overreacting. But later, when she finally opened up and said, I feel like I'm drowning and no one notices, something softened him. He hugged her and said, tell me how I can share the load. And the whole conversation shifted. One conversation changed their marriage. Communication isn't just words, it's relief, it's clarity, it's partnership. Now, midlife is the time when your children become independent, you become introspective, your children are growing up. They don't need you the way they used to. They're building their own worlds, school में, college में, friends के साथ, devices के साथ. And at the same time, you are going inwards. So there is a double shift. Your heart is adjusting to their independence, while your body is adjusting to the hormonal changes, and your soul is adjusting to a new phase of life. You feel emotional. They feel busy. Distance forms. Teens are self-focused by biology during their teenage years. Their brains are literally rewiring. So when you're emotional, they may not respond, not because they don't love you, but because they're emotionally limited, and that's age. But both generations are in transition. Both feel misunderstood. Both feel distant. You have given years of your life to this family, and suddenly all you get is, अभी मैं बिजी हूँ, मुझे पहले ही पता है, मैं बाहर से खाना मंगवा लूँ, and it hurts, right? It truly hurts. But again, they are not doing this to wound you. It is their developmental stage. They need guidance, not guilt. Now you start needing support emotionally, physically, mentally. But your children don't know how to support you because mothers are always seen as constants, anchors, the ones who always give. So when you need help, it confuses them. You have to teach them how to be there for you through conscious communication. And this is the heart of today's episode. You can rebuild closeness, you can bridge the gap, you can transform your relationships, and it all begins with communication: warm, clear, kind, and honest communication. So, now let's learn how to communicate before the storm arrives. Pick up a calm moment, not an argument, not a meltdown, a peaceful evening. Sit down with your spouse or kids and say, I want to share something important with you. I'm going through a midlife transition. My body and emotions are changing. It's confusing even for me. I need your patience and understanding. And this one conversation can change everything. Then use the words like I feel instead of you never. Avoid blaming. Avoid complaining. Say, I feel overwhelmed. I feel easily irritated. I feel sensitive. I need a little more gentleness right now. This opens hearts instead of closing them. Then you can also use stories to make them understand because human beings understand stories better than facts. Tell them, imagine, imagine sailing in a boat for 20 years. You know the waves, the winds, the routine, and suddenly the wind is changing its direction. Now I need your help to steady the boat again. This helps your spouse and kids connect emotionally. You can also tell them exactly what you need. Please don't take my irritation personally. Please sit down with me, even if I'm quiet. Please understand when I need space. Please check on me once a day. Please give me a hug without asking. People want to help, they just need direction. When you ask for patience, say, this is temporary, but your empathy during this time will mean everything to me. People soften when you share your vulnerability. Creating rituals of connection really helps rebuilding small habits, like having a tea time together in the evening, going out for a walk, a no phone dinner night ritual, a weekly date night, then Sunday family breakfast, a mother child quiet moment ritual. These mini moments melt emotional walls. Start communicating with yourself. Before asking others to understand you, take a moment to understand yourself, your needs, your boundaries, your energy, your emotions. The more you honor yourself, the more your family will learn to honor you. My beautiful midlife warriors, relationships don't break in midlife. They simply ask for a new language. They are not becoming difficult. You are becoming honest. You are not becoming distant. You are becoming aligned with yourself. And once you bring your family into this journey with you, with clarity, with love, and with communication, the distance dissolves. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on Peri-Meno-Pause, the pause that transforms you. This is Dr. Sulbha Arya, sending you warmth, strength, and deep connection. Until the next time, pause, heal, and transform.